Hello again. So, gonna do some more bits. Well, I'm not really gonna do bits in this video. It's more of an update because I've done a load of stuff off camera and I haven't really mentioned it. So I thought I'd run you through. I apologise if the lighting's terrible or if the sound is terrible, but it's a gorgeous day. Apart from this guy ruining the audio, as well as the wind. Don't know if you can see him. There he is, he's right there. Do you mind? I'm trying to make my own engine noise. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, bit of an update. I just want to start the video with a couple of massive shout outs. First one is for Project Clark 123. On the off chance that you've seen my videos and not his, go check out the channel because he's got a cracking little scooter, and I think he's actually got a few. I'm not too sure, but I've seen him in this little like yardy type garden thing, and there's a whole bunch of bikes in there, so definitely worth heading over to his channel. And another shout out to Project Man as well. He's given me some tips on how to loosen up my stuck nuts. So, you know, sometimes you just got sticky nuts and you need someone to help you out. And yeah, he's given me some tips. I'm very grateful for that. Links to both of their channels will be in the description. And that's basically it. So yeah, down to business. They're still stuck. I'm working on it. I'm gonna follow Project Man's advice and I'm gonna give it another go. Anyone else who's watching as well, if you've got any kind of tips or tricks or anything I can do to kind of loosen that up, both of them nuts. I do have a blowtorch, I do have an impact, I've got a clutch and variator holding tool, but none of it seems to have worked. But it was the first time I've ever used a blowtorch or even tried using heat on any kind of metal to loosen it up, and I was very cautious with it. I didn't want to melt anything or set the bike on fire or nothing like that, so I'm going to try a little bit more and then I'm going to give it a bit of a buzz with the impact once it's warm. I'm hoping that will do something, especially after a little ride as well. I'm hoping I can kind of loosen everything up and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, so what I've done is I've just chucked it all back together, deleted my kickstart. Don't know if I told you that in the last video, but I just stuck some lovely looking gaffer tape over it, because right now it's just kind of I just want to get it to work really so I can take it down the road. And that's basically exactly what I've done. It was weird though, because I took all this apart down there and I put it all back together again and stuff, and then I tried to start it up and it just didn't want to start again. So I went back up here and I realised that this little T-junction was, for a start, it was a Y-junction on there when I got it, and I didn't really like how that looked anyway. I mean, there always seemed to be like T's on the GY6s rather than Y's, and I feel like that might have been messing around with this kind of the vacuum going from here kind of evenly, because the vacuum would have to go back on itself sort of thing to suck on the carb. So yeah, it was a bit strange, but yeah, it just wouldn't start at all. And I noticed that had a little hairline crack in it, and as I've taken it off and given it a little wiggle, it just totally snapped in my hands. So I got a new one, swapped that for a T-joint, gave it another go at starting, and it started right up, good as new. So that's, yeah, a piece of advice I'd give to absolutely anyone. If you do have trouble, if your bike for some reason feels like it's dying slowly, rather than just, one day it was working fine and then the next it's dead, I'd always go straight to the air system, because on these scooters as well, there's a lot of kind of temperamental bits, all these rubbers, all the tubes, all the plastics here. They're not the best quality out of the factory. I mean, they just, yeah, they tend to kind of fade a bit and just get a bit crappy. So I'd always go straight for that every time. But yeah, I got the new joint in, and then it started up nice. So what I then did is I finally got around to getting some. There's another one. I finally got around to getting a new fuel filter and extra clear fuel line. So now all the way up to the tank is all clear. This is a magnetic fuel filter. First time I've used one of them. Got a little 4-pack, I think it was, off Amazon. Cheap as chips. Same with the fuel line. And it seems to be decent quality. And it's all working at the moment, so can't complain. What else did I do? Oh yeah, after that as well, I did, once, when it didn't start, I decided it might not just be that, so I pulled the whole carb off, cleaned it all out, but it did look quite nice and clean in there anyway, so I'm not sure if I actually did anything. The pilot jet, I think, might have been a little bit clogged, but it could have just been like a bit of residual petrol in there blocking a bit of light, because I could still see through it. It was just not perfect. But yeah, got that sorted. Got it all cleaned, put that back on. Started the best I've ever heard a bike start before, to be honest. It was like I just touched the starter, literally like that, and it just half a revolution on the starter motor and the thing was running. It was kind of shocking, but so yeah, I was really impressed with that. And I then changed the gear oil and the regular oil. I did do a video on the gear oil, so if you haven't seen that one, go and check it out. It's on my channel. What else did we do? I mean, that was basically it. Yeah, if you're interested to know where I got any of these parts from, do ask and I can track it all down for you. I normally kind of get carried away and sort of start working on a bike and then just order stuff as I'm going along and build up a basket somewhere. And then I just get the parts and think, oh, maybe someone wanted to know where I got all of these things. But yeah, I basically use 3 websites now. Amazon is always good. eBay is good as well. I mean, I don't use it all that much, but they do have a lot of good parts on there, especially for like bikes that you can't really find parts for, like this one. There's nothing like, I can't just search Sinistrada, for example, luggage rack, and there'll be one like, you know, from CMPO, Chinese motorcycle parts online. They just don't do anything like for these bikes. Neither do Ped Parts. Another website I like to use quite a lot. And I also use one called Racing Planet as well. It's another very good website, good service, good parts, nice choice and stuff. But yeah, none of the websites really have any kind of specific things for these bikes. So I just kind of get GY6 parts, parts for the engines, all your sort of generic stuff that I know might not work, but we'll give it a go kind of thing. But it has gone very well when I put all that together. What else? Besides that, I mean, it runs now. It's got an MOT. I think I said that before. It's MOT till September, I think. So the only thing stopping me now from jumping on it and going out is insurance. So what I might do is take it to a little private road around the corner and just give it a little bez up and down there, just to see how it kind of rides. I might even pop a camera on as well on my lid and kind of show you how it goes, but that'll be for a later video. For now, I kind of want people's opinions a little bit. I mean, for a start, the more I work on this bike, the more I've fallen in love with it, because it's so small. They do a 50 version of this as well, and I think it comes in the exact same frame, but they just probably do a little bit of tweaking to make room for the 125 block to make the 125. So it's like really neat and compact. And I watched this guy as well called Trevor Pritchett on YouTube. He's an American bloke, lives in Vegas. Really cool. He does a lot of, he's got like Yamaha Banshees and He's got the Tao Tao Too Fast, kind of turned them into stunt scooters. It's a bit unorthodox, but that's kind of how I got into modding scooters, really, from watching his videos, because he really knows his stuff. He's got another mate as well, I can't remember his name to save my life, but he knows his stuff, and they do full on, like, none of this amateur crap like I do. They do full on rebuilds, race parts, reporting in the engines, like serious stuff. And they've got a couple of 2-stroke Honda Dios on there that are absolutely gorgeous. Oops, ran out of memory. Anyway, yeah, so Trevor Pritchett and his mate have got Tao Tao Too Fasts, and they are basically like the American version, or the Chinese named version of like a Peugeot V-Click and all of them kind of ones. I can't remember the other names for them, but they've got 1,000 different names. But what those guys were doing were, they were basically making this, like the frame, by like chopping it, and I think the 50 has like some sort of bar. It might well be this one that gets in the way when you try and put a 125 on, so you have to like cut the frame and then re-strengthen the whole thing to basically have a 125 block in a 50 or a 150 block. But this seems like a genius little way to have that already, and I kind of think this could be like a bit of a multi-purpose bike, because the missus can learn to ride on this one, and then I can use it as my muckabout, maybe do some wheelies on it if it will let me, because I just think, like, look at that, let's just look at it. How funny would it be to see that on its back wheel going down the road, right? Like, modding in style. I'm talking about 60s mods, not modifications. I just think that would be excellent. Something a bit different, you know, to throw down the road and destroy. Because it's still, you know, it's a cheap little bike. It's nothing I'm going to cry myself to sleep over if I end up taking a bit of the paint off. So yeah, I kind of really like it, but at the same time, it's got all of this going on down there in the CVT, and I just feel like it might not be able to handle me being a bit of a hooligan on it, which of course I'll do safely and legally and all of that. But yeah, I'm just a bit concerned. So I'm kind of at a bit of a crossroads on whether to keep this one, put a bit more work into it. I'll probably end up respraying it, because look at the state of this paint, just all over. You got these bits that are just absolutely flaking off all the way around there. All of this is just kind of pitted. I think, like, you know, the lacquer's just gone on it, or it's been sprayed by some stones, and it's just got worse over time, and it's all bad up here as well, and that's the bit you got to look at all the time, so that really bugs me. It's just got all these tiny little dots, and I did try and take it off, like just take it back a bit, because the colour was still there and it weren't that bad, so I kind of went over it with a bit of 2000 grit. Oh no, first I T-cutted it just to see if that would help. Did absolutely nothing. So I kind of went over it with a bit of 2000 grit. That sort of smoothed it over, but it was still very noticeable. So what I decided to do was just smash it over with a bit of sandpaper, just to kind of smooth it out and see what was underneath, because I didn't know if that was like water getting under there, if it just bubbled in the sun or what. So, but yeah, it turns out I think the paint was just kind of lifting. So what I'd want to do is respray the whole thing, make it all look nice and pretty, and then take it out, try a wheelie, stack it, and take all the paint off again and do it again. But yeah, I don't know whether to do that and sell Leximus Maximus, the Gladiator, in there, That's its name, by the way.
What?
And this one's called Effie. I didn't choose that, the missus did. I call it Iffy, because I like that, it's a bit of an iffy bike. So yeah, I don't know whether to keep hold of this one. Maybe, you know, get insured on it, give it a run around, make sure it ain't gonna completely explode on me or anything like that after a proper ride, and then sell that bad boy. Or do I keep that one because I know it's good and it served me well? Yeah, I've been using that one to get to work and back for quite some time now. I think it's a couple of months coming up to, so it's done me well in like frost. There was some heavy frost too because I work nights, so I leave work at 6 in the morning, sometimes 5, and it's just no problem at all. Like no, not even a stutter on the battery. It is just good to go, electric start every time, which I'm quite surprised of, to be honest. But it's a proper little champ. It has done me good. But the way I see it, that's good money sitting right there, and good space for another thing. And that one, I wouldn't mind using it. I mean, just look at the size difference. Hold on a minute. What I'll do, just to give you some scale, I'll probably pull this one out as well, just so you can have a look. Hold on. Yeah, so there they are. And as you can see, like this one sort of stops. I don't know, you've probably got about 6 inches at the back, space-wise. And then you can just tell, I mean, look at all that room. I could get like, I've been to Thailand, so I know I can get about 9 people on this, and probably luggage and a wardrobe. Whereas that one, look how stubby it is compared to that. When I'm lugging this thing around it, sometimes on like mini roundabouts, you know when like you pull up to a mini roundabout and it's slightly offset and you don't want to go over it because it's wet, so you have to do that weird kind of round a mini roundabout. This feels like it weighs 2 tons doing something like that, whereas this one feels feathery light. Like I did take it up there and back on this nasty gravel off-road surface. I mean, check this out. Considering I own mopeds, it is just absolutely brutal. Concrete ruts sticking out of gravel, open drains, potholes, sand. It's just a killer. My poor suspension back here, because I'm originally an enduro supermoto guy. That's my real passion, to be honest. But you know, we're getting there. I don't just want to go and buy one. I've had a load before that I've bought, and it's not the same as fixing mopeds to get up to that stage. You know, I'm trying to trade my way up. So yeah, that's something as well, actually. If you are watching this video and you just happen to have like a Sinister Apache or a, oh, what is that brilliant one that Motorcycle Man UK is working on? He just tore it down. I think it was a Reiju or something like that. I'm not sure. I had the Hyosung version, so that's what I know it as. It's a Hyosung to me. But it's this lovely, big, like, enduro bike. So if you happen to have one laying around that needs some work, that you'd like to trade for either one of these, which are now fully running with MOT, good to go, hit me up in the comments, because I'd be very, very interested. So yeah, do make a suggestion. What one should I keep? What one do we prefer more? Because I'm really on the fence about it. I really, really am. But I do love this one. I don't know why, but I like it. It's got pep. Whereas this one's a bit, It's great. It's got good speed. And it's like a lovely bike just to be cruising to work and back on. I mean, it sounds great. It's comfortable. Especially for a lanky lad like me. I must be pushing 6'3" now. I ain't measured myself for a while, but I'm something like 6'3", and I'm sat right at the front of the seat here, and I've still got knee room. I don't even get that on aeroplanes. And aeroplanes cost a hell of a lot more than this does, I can tell you that. So yeah, I really do like it. So I'm more than happy just to keep hold of that for a while, to maybe test this one, make sure it works, and then possibly try and swap this one for like a nice Sinis or Lexmoto Adrenaline or whatever name it's going by. Maybe something of a Japanese brand if I get really lucky. But yeah, the plan is I want to swap one of these, ideally, for something that needs a bit of work. And that, I think, is absolutely everything I wanted to say at the moment. Let me just check my little list. Yeah, I'm writing lists now. YouTube game is getting upped, let me tell you. So yeah, that's everything. That's everything on the list. I do hope you like it. Pop a like and subscribe. Any kind of comments, always love them. And yeah, just a massive shout out to anyone that watches this. I really do appreciate it. Let's get a nice low down look at them. Yeah, stance, boys. Stance. But yeah, that's it really. Hope you all have a great day, and you know, keep doing bits and that, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. One more thing. All right, shall we see if it starts? Because it's electric start only at the minute, and I did have the battery on charge about a week ago. In my last video you probably saw it, doing the gear change, gear oil change. So let's give it a little go, shall we? See if it wants to, because I don't know if it's gonna run or not. One-handed start. Get a bit cocky. Oh, she's golden. It's an animal. See if it makes noise. Yeah. Got any lights? Let's whack some lights on. Are we still alive? Yeah. And there it is. Happy. Ticking over. Everything in there, all good. Right, so that is the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. You gonna die on me? Nah, you ain't gonna die on me. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you do, pop on a like, I do appreciate it. But more importantly, share these videos with people that want to see them. Like, that's the most important thing. I'm pretty sure I've set all of my videos, so you can just copy the link and send it to whoever. I was going to start the other one up, but I ain't got the keys. Oh well. Bing. Yeah, that's an important thing. Just get the word out there, really. Share them around, because I do like it. I like kind of every video I make, I seem to get like one more subscriber. And I know it's tiny numbers, and it's nothing to be kind of, I don't know, I want to say braggy, but that's not the word. Snooty, no, happy, excited, that kind of thing. I mean, it's just it's a real small thing, but I really do like it, and I appreciate it, and it's kind of a fun little thing to do. And yeah, that's basically it, really. I mean, share it. That would be great. But besides that, I hope you have a great day. There they are. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep doing bits.